Okay, it's starting to get bright outside, so I want to hurry up and get this done before the sunlight comes straight in here and blind you. Alright, after you've done your 2 half double crochet rows, this is what it's going to look like. These are the 2 half double crochet rows. And this is what it's going to look like with your floss. Now this is fixing to go into, I think, the 3rd skein. So this is 2 skeins, almost the end of 2 skeins, but see the detail? Oh, there we go. That goes great. Okay, so there's your 4. I'll use the little needle so I can see better. There's your 4 single crochet rows, and these are your 2 half double crochet rows. Alright, now we're ready to start the majority of the bag. These are your clusters, and you're going to repeat the clusters around. So you've gotten to the end. Alright, now what you're going to do is you're going to do like you would a double crochet. You're going to wrap it, put it through the loop, wrap it, pull it through, wrap it, and pull it through only 2 loops. You should have 2 loops left on your hook. Wrap it again, put it through that same hole, wrap it, pull it through, wrap it, pull it through 2 loops. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Wrap it, put it through the same hole, wrap it, pull it through, wrap it, pull it through 2 loops. You'll have 4 loops on your hook. You're going to wrap it and pull it through all 4 loops. And that is your cluster. Let's do it again. You're going to skip the next stitch. You're going to go into the one after that. So you're going to do a cluster, skip 1, cluster, skip 1, cluster, skip 1, and that's what you're going to do all the way around. Now, wrap it. We're going to skip that one. We're going to go into the next one. Put it through, wrap it, pull through 2 loops, wrap it again, put it through the hole, wrap it, pull it through, wrap it, pull it through 2 loops, 3 loops on your hook, wrap it, put it through that same hole. You're essentially doing semi 3 half double crochets in that one hole. You're going to wrap it, pull it through 2, wrap it, pull it through all 4. You have made your second cluster. We'll do it again. Wrap it, skip 1, go to the next one, put it through, wrap it, pull it through, wrap it, pull it through 2 loops on the hook, wrap it, put it through the hole, wrap it, pull it through, wrap it, pull it through 2 loops, 3 loops on your hook, wrap it, put it through the hole, wrap it, pull it through, wrap it, pull through 2 loops, wrap it, pull it through the floor. And that is your cluster. Now, this is what you're going to do all the way up your bag. Let me show you on this other one. And this is what it's going to look like. Do your first round, and I'm going to show you how to link them together. So you're going to do 1 round of clusters, and then I will meet you back at the beginning of that round. Okay, now that we've done our first row, I guess it might be difficult for you to see that with this variegated. So I'm going to do the best I can, and then I'm also going to show you with the floss. Now keep in mind, floss is slick, so don't get frustrated if it tends to unravel. Just pick up your loop where it unravels and just continue on. Okay, so we are now at the end of the first row of our clusters. Instead of going in the top of the cluster, we're going to work in between the clusters, and that's what's going to give it this effect. You're going to skip that top bump at the top of that cluster, and you're going to go in the hole. There's a hole. In between each cluster there's a hole, and that's what we're going to work in. So you want to work a cluster in that first hole, and my cotton is wanting to split. Okay, and then you're not going to work in that top. Be careful with that. You don't want to get that top stitch. You want to work in between, right in the middle. So I'll do it again. Cluster in the middle. This one to get in the way. Okay. Again, in the middle. And what you're going to do is you're going to work that cluster in the middle of each cluster preceding, and your bag is going to grow. Now with this cotton, it's not as forgiving as the floss, but you can kind of like pull on either end and stretch it out. But anyway, so there you go. You're going to make your clusters, and I'm sorry that I don't like, that doesn't look good with that color. I mean, it looks good, but you can't really see what you're doing with the variegated. So let me show you. This is going to be small. Let me show you with the floss. And this is I've already worked into the third skein of floss. Again, let's see if I can get this. You're going to look for the hole. So you're going to do a cluster in the hole. Oops. And it's split. Cluster in the hole. Was it focusing? I don't know. And again, just look for the next hole for the cluster. And you're going to do that in a continuous round until you reach the height of how you want your bag to be. Let me show you what I'm talking about. See how the floss is really slick, and it will come undone. It'll slide. Just grab your loop, hold on to it, pull it up, and then work your cluster. In the meantime, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave comments. If you want to see more like this, leave comments as well. Give it a thumbs up. The likes help me out a lot. I really appreciate it. But anyway, so you go ahead and do that all the way around. Let me show you one of the brown ones I did. This is, I'm going to add to it, but this is 2 rows of the cluster. And this is the other side. I haven't finished that row. So that's what's coming up here. There's the 2 row. I have to make the 3rd row, and this is 3 rows. I haven't finished the rest of the 3rd row on that. But this is what it's going to look like if you work in between each one. Let me show you with the blue. The blue is really pretty. I like that. I started out with a navy blue in the DMC Floss. Actually, these were Anchor, DMC, and JP Coats. No Anchor, I'm sorry. JP Coats and really, really old DMC. But anyway, so this is, on this one, this is 1, 2, 3. This is 3 clusters. And you can see right here, let's see if it'll show it. Yeah, right there, where the floss is split a little bit. You don't have to worry about that, because when you do the next round over the top, it's going to cover it up. Just when you get to the top, that's where it's going to make a difference. Now, this one is one I started. Oh, there goes my sunlight. Oh, it really did something to the camera. And this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clusters on it. And on this one, I did not put the 2 rounds of double crochet. I wish I had. I was working on it. Like I said, it's been over a year since I made that, the rainbow colored one. So I couldn't remember exactly what I had done. But I do like it with the half double crochets in there, because it makes the transition a lot smoother. So there's this one. And then, of course, the inside. And because the stitches are so close together, you don't have to worry about anything falling through unless you put maybe an ink pen. And even then, I think you'd have to shove it through pretty good. But you can see how small. But yeah, so that's the end of that. And go ahead, like I said, do your rounds as high as you want it. I'm going to take this variegated off and I'm going to do it of a more solid color so that you can actually see it better. And I will meet you back here. Go ahead and pause, or you can come back to it, and you want to, oops, I've got threads and little pieces of these things everywhere. And then I think I'm going to possibly do a giveaway on a few of these. I have two personally myself and really have no need for them. So if you're interested in a giveaway on these bags when I get them done, let me know. Leave a comment below and we will see what we can do about. And you can always adjust your starting chain. If you want a bigger bag or a bigger pouch, you can do more than 30. For every, I think it's 5 or 6 stitches, it's going to give you another inch around. So, but anyway, so make it as long as you want. Let's see, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This one has 15 rows of the clusters. And then all you do at the end is just braid some thread or yarn, or you could do like a chevron with like a friendship bracelet type chevron, and then add some beads at the end, tie them off, and then that way you've got a pull. And then what I did with this was I just weaved it in between every other cluster to make my bag, and you can line it if you want to. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and finish one of the small ones, and I'm going to finish this with, but I'm going to change that color out, and then I will meet you back here. Okay, now that you've got the desired length that you want on your bag, this is the floss. Isn't that great? So like, see, here's your 4 single crochet, your 2 half doubles, and then the length of how you want your clusters to be. This is the original bag that I have made. It has stretched over time, but I did it the same exact way, and I think this one's actually going to be a little bit longer. Alright, so the next step, once you get the length that you want, put this in here, you're going to do 2 rows of the half double crochet as a transition so that it's smooth and you don't have a big hump here when you go to connect it. But this last row that you did, that's where I'm going to put ribbon on this one. This is where you would weave your ribbon through, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But anyway, so you're going to transition, and this time you're going to go and you're going to do 2 half double crochets in the top stitch right here of each round. Okay, so you're going to wrap it, doing your half double crochet in that top of the cluster stitch. Go through, wrap it, pull it through two. Oops. See, working with thread is very tedious. It can be frustrating. So wrap it, pull it through, wrap it, half double 1, pull it through, half double 2. Go into the next one. Half double 1, half double 2. Again, half double 1, oops, half double 2, and then you're going to do that all the way around twice, and then I'll show you how to fasten off, and I'll meet you back at the end. Okay, this is what it's going to look like after you have done the 2 half double crochets in the top of each cluster. You're going to do that for the first round. The second round and the final round, you're just going to do 1 double crochet in each stitch. Can't get my fingers right. So you come to the end of your round and just go in the top of the stitch and do a half double crochet in the top of each stitch all the way around, and that's going to complete your bag. Now if you decide at this moment that it's shorter than you want it to be, you can always unravel these top 2 rows of the half double crochet, and you can add more clusters. If you decide it's too long, say you want a shorter, maybe a coin pouch, you can just pull the threads out to where you want it at this point. It's very forgiving. So do that last round, and I'll meet you at the end and show you how to fasten it off. Okay, now that you have finished your final row, we're going to fasten it off. You're going to go in the top of the next row stitch, or the next stitch. You're going to go in and you're going to wrap it, pull it through, then pull it through, which is called a slip knot. You're going to wrap it once, pull it through, wrap it twice, pull it through. Make a long tail, snip your thread, pull that through the loop, and then with your fingers, I use my fingernails to make it tighter, you're going to secure that down, and that's how you fasten it off. Then you're going to thread a needle, and you're going to, see if I can find one here, here we go. You're going to weave it through. So I've got a needle. Love this. A lot of you stitchers are starting to catch on. This one doesn't have a nail. Oh, actually I've used it so much it's actually rubbed off. The Lorraine. Then you just hook it on there. Love this thing. I've had this for about 7 or 8 years maybe. This is a little tight. I ran out of my floss of this color and grabbed one of my threads. Ball of thread. So anyway, so then you just take it, and I'm going to weave it back through the same color with one of your cross stitch needles, and you're just going to run it through some stitches like you would when you're going on the back of your cross stitch. You thread it through some, and then it's going to hide that knot. You're going to thread it through. I go ahead and thread. I'll thread a little few more. But yeah, I'm using a cross stitch needle. Slide your needle off. Take your scissors and snip off the excess. And then voila, there is your bag. Now let's get a ribbon and put a ribbon on it and some beads. Okay, for my ribbon I am using, looks like Wang's International Incorporated lavender, size 3 1/16 inch width picot. It's got the little picot on the side. See if you can see that. Perfect for craft and apparel usage. Alright, so for your ribbon, you definitely want it, I would wrap it around your bag 3 times. Wrap it around 3 times. And then, whoops, cut it. You can always work up the trim here in a little bit. Then, what's actually easier to do is if you take a big-eyed needle for, say, needlepoint or plastic canvas. You can thread this through the eye because it is a bigger needle. Let's see, I don't think I've got one handy. Oh, no, that's an upholstery needle. No, I don't have one handy. Ooh, but those would make pretty beads on the ends. Alright. But anyway, you get the idea. You can thread it through. And like I said, you're going to go through, start on the front, whichever side you want to be the front of your bag. Decide that now. I think I'm going to make this my front. You're going to go in the center of the last row of the clusters that you did and just weave it through in between each one, like so. I'm going to go get one of my needles because I think it's going to be easier to weave that through, so I'll be right back. Okay, I've now come to the point to where it starts to You can see the clusters stop here and then they move down here. That was because when we did the continuous round, this started the next round. So what you're going to do in a case like this, because it's on the side, just take it and come down here and weave it through. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the camera. So it's going to look like that. It's only going to be on the side. You really can't, you won't notice it because it will meet in the center there, and it is going to show in the center on the back. I keep bumping the camera, I apologize. So just continue weaving it in and out. Oops, I'll go ahead and do two. Pull that through. And you want to be careful because your ribbons will twist. This is, I think that was why when I did the original bag last year, I used the braided, yarn. But anyway, okay, so you're going to do it until it comes flush across with where you started. You should have one in the center. Now, pull that off. Now, you can adjust it however you want it. You can pull to where they meet up a little bit and pull it, and there's your bag all cinched up. Nothing will fall out. It's really great. And then just tie it. And if you find that it's too long, which this is a little too long, I'm just going to trim it. So you just trim it to the length that you want it. Tie it in a bow. And then tie it in a bow here. And there you go. And then you could add some little pony beads or something on the bottom. And that is our bag. In my next tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use floss, or you can use a size 10 cotton thread. I'm not sure what size needle I'm going to use next, but we'll discuss that. But what we're going to make, if you're interested, is these pretty little hearts. Isn't that so cute? I made some little stuffed bears, and I put this as their heart over their chest, and I used a fabric glue and stitched it down as well. So those are my heart bears. And then on another tutorial, I'm going to show you, oh, let me show you all the different little hearts that I've got here. I used this is variegated DMC Floss that I used, or maybe it was JP Coats, I can't remember. It was an older floss. This was a very old variegated floss as well. And I believe the ones that I did with this, I did these with two different size needles, but it was the same thread. So two different size needles, of course, is going to make a difference in the size. But different size needle, same thread. This was the cotton thread. It wasn't the DMC Floss. But that's my hearts. And then I'm going to do a tutorial because I'm enjoying doing this. And I hope you guys like them. Some flowers. Yeah. So you can do all kinds of things. You could actually take, ta-da, you could take one of these flowers. And, of course, you want to hide your tails. Stitch it on the bag. How cute is that? That really matches, too. You never know. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I am going to, like I said, in the future, do so much more. I am glad you watched, all you stitchers, cross-stitchers, crocheters, crafters. Thank you so much for watching. I so appreciate it. Go check out Matson's channel for your kids. She's my 7-year-old who vlogs. I will leave the link below to her channel. We finally split it out because this is Young 40 Mom Crafts channel. So anyway, thank you. Thanks for watching. Hope you got a lot out of this. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. Peace out.